Welcome to a very special edition of Tonal Talk, all about the 4-week fast track evolution. It is indeed a new day every day, and today we're doing it in a new way, live from the Tonal studio. I am your coach and moderator, Kendall Wood, and I am joined by my counterparts, your coaches. We've got Ackeem, Ash, Kristina, Tanysha, Timothy, and Joseph. What's up, guys? And we must congratulate the winners of our official Tonal Community Giveaway who are joining us live in the studio. What's up, guys? We also want to welcome all of our members and friends who are joining us virtually, and thank you very much to our studio crew who have worked so hard to make this event possible. Today is a celebration of our Tonal community and all of your accomplishments during this 4-week fast track, which drew in, are you ready for this? A collective 25,810 members. I'm talking over 16,000 enrolled in track 1 and over 9,000 enrolled in level 2. Should we hear from some of those members? Let's do it. Yeah. Dad Nod 007 is here in the flesh. It is so good to see you. Welcome to the Tonal studio.
Thank you.
Hear me on
I gotta get that out. It breaks the ice.
Jeff reached his 1-year streak. Okay? Surpassed 1,000 workouts and hit 4 million pounds during this 4-week fast track.
Let's go.
Jeff, how would you describe this 4-week fast track experience in 3 words?
A lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's 3. That's 3.
That's a 3, Keem.
A lot of fun. You know what?
I mean, you only gave me 3 words.
That's true, and you did give me 4, and that's fine. I'll take it. I'll take a lot of fun. Melba, how we doing?
I'm good.
It is so good to see you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Welcome to the Tonal studio.
Thank you.
You joined me for the virtual group workout, the only one of this 4-week fast track in the very first week.
Amazing.
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
What did you think? Was that your first VGW? Would you do it again?
It absolutely was my first. I would definitely do it again. It felt like the community was opening up and everyone was there. I actually kept looking around like you could see me from my camera. But it was amazing. The live feedback, because you would, tell us, make sure you're sticking with this or do this or keep pushing through. And it was real time as we were working out through the workout. So next time I encourage you to get on the Tonal and join us as we're doing it.
You know I will. Ooh, that felt like a challenge. Can I get a show of hands? Who tried some of the challenge recipes? Okay. Not gonna lie, that's more than I thought. TK Hunt.
Oh, wow.
Tanika.
I should have known.
You should have known. Tell me which recipe you tried and which coach was the inspo for that recipe.
I did the
which one was your favorite?
Wait, hold on. It's a 2-part question.
Yes, it is a 2-part question. I hit you with it.
I'm going to do the first part first.
Okay.
The mint chocolate chip.
Ooh.
Cookies and cream.
Oh.
The chicken. All I know was his. Well, I mean,
Okay.
Yeah. I tried a lot of them.
You tried a lot of them.
And then I went back.
Okay.
Love that.
And you did more.
Right, so I don't know what it was. Oh, the
Okay.
ribs. I did the ribs.
Oh, the ribs! The ribs.
I did the ribs.
And can you tell us, with a lot of description into that mic, what those ribs were like?
They fell from the bone as I pulled it out the oven.
That's what you want. That's what you want with ribs. Okay, y'all, be honest. Would any of you or did any of you try cottage cheese ice cream?
I haven't tried it yet.
Does it sound disgusting? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, because I think that might have been my recipe. It's okay.
We'll try that one.
Ranch what?
With Greek yogurt.
Oh, ranch with Greek yogurt or ranch with cottage cheese? I could see the other way around.
Just Just drop the cards.
You ever just do chicken and rice?
We got strength in numbers here, y'all. Katie Dunford. Katie, is your husband Aaron a little bit upset that you're here and he's not?
That I can out-push up him? Yes.
So listen, speaking of push-ups, this is a good time to ask you, did you want to challenge Coach Joe to a push-up competition?
Oh, wow.
I think you should do
We can make that happen.
Don't flex at
Here it is. That's what's up. A little bit of interference from the backfield. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Slam dunk.
I would call that a slam dunk, yes. Yes, that was a slam dunk. Congratulations to Katie. Listen, y'all, we had plenty of push-ups and enough chest to make Joe very happy. With 3 scheduled workouts per week in both tracks of this 4-week fast track evolution. And then all of our supplemental workouts included in this challenge calendar happen to be mobility focused. I think there's a method to that madness. Casey, Kristina, our mobility queen. Casey, can you tell us, do you do mobility every day? And should we be doing mobility every day? We need you to educate us.
Okay, here we go. Mobility. Mobility. Who likes mobility? Okay. Okay, we'll get you that.
I think I was on.
That means you're doing it right. That means you're doing it right. Okay, do I do mobility every day? I do like at least one drill. I call them drills if you guys like take my class. I do at least one drill every day. So whether it's like before a run or after a run or when I'm waking up in the morning, I go through phases of doing a longer session. Should you do mobility every day? It depends. It depends. It's like, it's the same thing I would say, should you work out every day, right? Honestly, you don't have to. You don't have to do mobility every day. You don't have to work out every day. But if it's gonna help you feel better, then you should add it in as much as you can. And especially if you're training for a race or if you are cranking out a tough program, you want to kind of like keep all the pieces together, in which case I would say, yeah, just get it in every day, 10 minutes, set a timer and go.
I love that.
That's what
I love that. And mobility is going to make you feel better, but sometimes it can be kind of tough, right?
It should be tough.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
It should be tough.
Well, with tough, gnarly. I like that adjective better than tough. With gnarly mobility work, it's often a result of gnarly on tonal work, during which we may have heard Coach T say in this 4-week fast track, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. T,
Most times.
I love the realness in that tagline.
Yeah.
You make us feel so supported and like we're not at it alone.
You're not, because I'll be
Am
up
I
there
right about
struggling
that?
with you. So
Can you tell us how you make it through a workout, like that add-on HIIT workout that you taught in this 4-week fast track,
Yeah.
while encouraging and coaching and without losing your breath?
2 things. 1, sound bites, right? So you like take a big breath in, say the thing you need to say, then shut it up. That's the first part. And then the second part is that I got a lot of isms and mantras that really get me through all of the things. And something else that I say quite often is we do it together, but we don't do it for each other. So, and that goes with like so much. But when I'm in the workout and I'm like, oh, these push-ups getting a little spicy. You know, I'm like, everyone else is doing them and I have to also do them. So accountability is really how it lines up. Like, you can't be asking other people to do the thing, whatever the thing is, whether it's your kids or your friends. You didn't show up for me in this way. And like, you're not also holding yourself accountable to finishing the reps, showing up for your friends and family, saying yes when you really mean it and saying no when you really mean it. So it's really like, it just all folds into like being accountable. And yes, you have to be accountable to your team, but like you got to put your own mask on before you start helping other people out. So when I'm like in it and like I'm starting to have that little conversation where I'm like, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna slip? I'm like, okay, we got to check back in, and like sometimes it goes back to like breathing, and then also like to the realness of it, right? Like there are times when you're like, ooh, all right, these reps are starting to slow down a little bit because this is my third set, the muscles are fatigued. Speak to it. I speak to it, and it's like, if I'm feeling this as a pretty fit person, somebody else who's also either as fit as me or even more fit than I am, or maybe in a different tier, maybe they're just coming back to their workout, they might be struggling in the same way. So it's like, yeah, like this is getting spicy these last couple of reps.
No
But
doubt.
we're gonna finish it. We'll modify it, we'll figure it out. So just be accountable to yourself.
I love that. Accountability, staying true to you.
That's it.
And speaking of spicy push-ups and am I gonna make it? Timothy.
I was like, you're not gonna make me do it.
Timothy. Another push-up competition.
By yourself. You're like, oh, here's your water.
Timothy, we need to talk about that infamous workout 11. Can you tell us, was that a joke?
I kind of, you know how we have a lot of PR, there's volume PRs, there's power PRs. I wish there was a swear word PR because I went into the OTC that day just doing my job. I get paid to do this. I showed up to support our community. Found all of these swear. I was like, I think this is the most I have ever been cussed out in one day. So it was a time. A lot of people talked about, like Tim was really in it with us. Everything that you just said, Tanysha, resonated so hard with me because my brain in that workout was going to those places. And I think like, to keep it real, I think there definitely are moments as a coach where you're like, okay, I was talking about this. Yeah, I was getting unmiked for my live class this morning. I was telling our audio tech, I was like, there are moments as a coach where I'm internally like, okay, am I gonna make it? And then being like, okay, Tim, but you can't stop though. You can't stop because you're leading other people. So to answer your question, loved workout 11, loved/hated it, loved getting cussed out. But I think truly for me, I think out of anything, I was really proud of everyone for making it through. I saw a lot of people saying, oh my gosh, I'm seeing all the check-ins and I'm really nervous. And they went and dove in anyways and got it done. And to me, that is just so like, I think that's the crux of our community, right? It's like we do hard things not because they're fun. I mean, sometimes they're fun. I think we can make them fun, but sometimes there's just a thing that has to get done. And then at the end of the day, it's like, did you do it? Yes or no? You said you wanted this result. Did you do the thing to get that result? Yes or no? And it's never, as coaches, we never say that as a way to be mean, but like, I really, first and foremost, anything that you feel while you're doing the workout, we're in there too, right? So I think for us, there's a high level of accountability, but I'm just super proud of everyone for making it through workout 11. And I was very taken aback by all the swear words, but it's fine.
Well, we're proud of you for making it through workout 11, and thank you for making hard things fun.
Yes, got you.
So from the first to the last benchmark workout in this 4-week fast track, members who participated in the first track, are you ready for this one, saw a 42% increase in volume. And those in the second track saw a 27% increase in volume. To achieve that, we incorporated a number of training protocols, a new one every single day, and more than you have ever seen before in a single tonal program. Did y'all notice that? Coach Keem.
Yes.
Bookended the level 2 track with those benchmark workouts, and that first one, it nearly scared some of us away. So listen, just hear me on this. Hear me on this. 90 seconds of resisted dead bugs, and wait, and don't stop. Explain yourself. No, but for real, could you explain the intention behind the benchmark workouts and what we may have seen from the first to the last?
When I hear benchmark, the thing that comes to my mind immediately is like we cannot manage what we don't measure. And what we do, lifting consistently, the change is so incremental that it may be hard to kind of find the motivation to keep on going. So when we do solidify or start off with a benchmark, and we know that we put in the work through workout 11, through 90 seconds of benchmarks, you know that this is going towards the end goal, right? And it's like this really gratifying feeling when you get to the end of the entire program, doing this thing day in and day out, and then seeing that you're not the same person that first started. So I do feel like a benchmark externally, like aside from the coaches or whatever cool memes are on Instagram, whatever, it's like you are inspiring yourself. Like this version 1 at the beginning of the benchmark, and then there's version 2 who is sitting in front of us right here, right now, and all of those watching us on live. So a benchmark, I think, is very crucial to what we do, because I think collectively lifting is what keeps us going. Right?
You know, I definitely was not the same person after 90 seconds of resisted deadlift.
Listen. There's strength, and then there's endurance, and we won both. So
True that.
90 seconds of dead bugs it is.
Yes, we did.
Yes.
So speaking of benchmarks and milestones, Dan DeMann. Dan DeMann! We want to congratulate you on welcoming a new baby to the family. Very exciting.
Yes, thank you very much.
Listen, 2 under 2 is some serious evolution.
Oh, you evolve a lot. But they're awesome. They're best part of my life. So,
That's amazing.
My little girl's 2.5, and my little boy's just turned 7 months. So some sleepless nights, and I'm so thankful to have Tonal to be able to stay in my house while my kids are sleeping and get some work done. So, but it's awesome. Loving every second of it.
That's awesome. And it's awesome that you continue to prioritize yourself while being an amazing dad.
Well, thank you.
Can you tell us how your first benchmark compared to your last?
Sure, I definitely saw improvement. I didn't specify like exactly how much I increased in each exercise, but really this program for me was more of a mental evolution than physical evolution. I guess it was a revolution too. But like you said, kind of prioritizing yourself. You know, a lot of talking in the room with the rest of the group before we got down here. A lot of us have kids, young kids, and it's really easy to pour yourself out for them and not leave anything for yourself. So this program really kind of cemented, hey, you got to take care of yourself too, and that if you take care of yourself, you're better at taking care of your kids. So benchmarks, physical and mental for this one, but the program itself was awesome. I loved all the different training protocols, and all you coaches being involved was great. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm noticing a theme here of taking care of the self. And speaking of that, following the first benchmark, fatigue was a big theme in the OTC, okay? And our friends were concerned about themselves. After that first benchmark, then came a HIIT workout with me, which honestly was cake. Compared to the rude ash whooping we got in workout 8 of level 2. Ash, do you feel like apologizing?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Sorry, never sorry. Always.
Listen, could you talk to us about the benefits of incorporating a workout like that power HIIT workout?
Yeah.
Into a training program like this 4-week fast track?
Yeah. So sorry, you guys, but also not sorry. I will say, so I just finished Woody's. What number workouts did I do with you this
10.
morning? 10. I'm also doing 4-week fast track evolution myself. So not only did I have to do workout 8 once, I had to do it twice. So I also hated myself. Sorry. Look, the thing with HIIT training, I think, is a lot of us immediately think of words like burpees and jump squats and body weight intensity and high impact. And it's actually the opposite sometimes, like high intensity, not high impact. And the thing that I love about doing HIIT, especially on Tonal, is we're using weight to really challenge you. Rather than just saying, do all these burpees, you're not gonna get any data from them. We're saying, hey, do this squat with row. How many of those did you do, right, in that workout? Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing is, like, look, with Tonal, we talk about strength over and over, and that's really like what we come down to is strength. But strength can be challenged in a lot of different ways, and HIIT is the most humbling version of being challenged. So it's nice to remember that we can build strength, but HIIT really says, well, what can you do with it? Right? So we can do all of these like really heavy lifts and do them slow and time under tension and body comp. But when we really get into HIIT is the moments when we want to curse out Tim and we're like begging for Tanysha to be like, can we stop? And exactly, water breaks. And look, especially like even as females, it's really important to remember that like our bodies are designed differently, and the older we get, like our muscle fibers are meant for endurance. Like we are meant to go long and strong, and we can continue to fight. When we have to do things really fast and really hard is when we're challenged the most. So it's important to remember that as we age, as we get older, strength is important, but also moving things heavy and moving them quickly and challenging not only the muscle but also the heart is equally as important. So they're always scary. They're always going to be a little sweat before you show up for the workout, but
a little pre-sweat.
Yeah, exactly.
That happens to me often. Joseph, speaking of lifting heavy things, you followed up that ash whooping with, what would the Joe Rodonis version of an ash whooping be called?
That's a good question, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like to say step into the Thunderdome a lot. I don't know if that's like step into my office. Yeah, it's just what we do.
Step into the Thunderdome. Well, we definitely stepped into the Thunderdome in Workout 8, which was all about German body comp training. Can you give us like a quick summary of what that is and how that was beneficial to our goals in this 4-week fast track?
So I love German body comp training. I don't know how you guys feel about it after being exposed to it. I got exposed to it a couple years ago for the first time, like putting myself through it, and I just loved the science behind it. So basically, it's about body recomposition. So you're looking to reduce body fat while keeping or even building muscle at the same time, which is incredibly challenging to do. And this is a proven method that we know works. It's very down to the science, and it's actually fairly simple to understand. So it's actually just alternating between a lower body movement into an upper body movement. You kind of superset these moves, and it could be as simple as 4 different supersets in a workout. But the key between them and why it works is you do like a lower body movement, like a front squat, and then you go immediately into a lat pull down, for example. But that allows the lower body to recover while you work the upper and vice versa. But at the same time, your heart rate stays elevated because the rest periods are very tight. So you're trying to tighten those up between like 30 seconds to 90 seconds. You can start to dwindle those down. And it does great at keeping the heart rate elevated so you see blood flow throughout the body. And that's why as you're lifting and you're building muscle, you're also still moving at this like great rate. You never fully recover. And what makes it really challenging is you lift at a very slow tempo. And that's why I think the coaching was so crucial with that kind of a workout, because it gets very tough because you want to move faster, you want to just get through the set. But for it to really work effectively, you got to be moving at like a 3 or 4 count on your descent. So the weight gets a lot heavier than it normally feels like. It can be really strenuous. But why I loved putting this into the program is as a coach, you often hear about at the beginning of the year, people say, I want to lose weight. I want weight loss. And it's a very common goal. And sometimes there's a time and a place to say, I do want to lose weight. It makes sense. But ultimately, the end of the road always gets to, you cannot lose weight at a certain point, and we need to start thinking about body composition. That's ultimately where it goes, where it's like, I want to keep my body fat level in a healthy range, and I want to build muscle, which eventually turns into, I might be gaining weight, but in the right ratios. So I love training yourself to see that kind of strategy, when to implement it, how to do it, because it's very simple to understand, but also knowing that like that's the key. It's really changing yourself from just weight loss into a healthy body composition is your goal.
Awesome. A lot of good nuggets of information in there, Joe, as always. You always deliver. Doesn't he always deliver? Listen, this is an amazing conversation about all the training protocols that we've had in this 4-week fast track, but don't forget to send your questions in if you're tuning in virtually. We want to know what you want to hear about. So despite all of these training protocols abound, new babies and early challenges in this 4-week fast track, our community showed up with the support of each other, the coaches, and a roster of accountability partners. We did this one together. Yes, we did. let's give our members some love. We're going to shout out a few friends who are tuning in virtually. We've got Sherry Clark Ham and Jerry Ham, another beloved husband and wife accountability and workout duo who encourage each other and others in the OTC throughout this challenge. Their presence goes a very long way. Thank you both so much. We've got Dion Hornsby, who's a new member to the OTC, but get this, Dion celebrated a 3-year streak and hit 4 million pounds during the 4-week Fast Track Challenge. Congratulations, Dion. We're so happy that you finally joined us in the beloved OTC. Amber Heimberger, y'all, listen to this one, okay? Amber carried 374 1x4s. Listen, I'm trying to get the visual too. I don't even know what that looks like. Amber carried 374 1x4s from the garage to the basement, which could have been a really long distance. I'm imagining that it was. And then Amber did workout 6. That sounds very hard and highly impressive, Amber, and you are a rock star. And in that same workout 6, we had Courtney Lavelle hit 100,000 pounds, which is no easy feat and incredibly rewarding when that pops up on your trainer. Susan Holman Taylor has been recovering from ACL surgery, and we all know Susan so well. She is a light in the OTC, and despite her recovery, she still showed up to support her community. She's an inspiration and the definition of an ally. So thank you, Susan. We have Helen Acosta, who kicked off the 4-week Fast Track on her 1-year tonal anniversary, which is always the most fun celebration. And she powered through the flu during this challenge and kept showing up in the community. And for that, we thank her. Last but not least, we've got Shayna Stewart, another one that we all know and love so well, who also persevered through an injury setback and still managed to reach 2 million pounds in that, oh my God, Peaches be falling on the floor workout with Coach Tim. Y'all, between these amazing people, these amazing members in the studio, and all of our members who have completed the 4-week Fast Track Evolution thus far, the average strength score increase for Track 1 was 2.39%. Listen, that's high, okay? That is a big increase for your strength score. We know that it doesn't tend to move, okay? And it was 1.28% for Track 2. Let's hear it for that. So listen, we want to know. Everybody is just dying to know. What do we do with all this newfound strength? Tanysha? I'm looking to you for answers. What tips do you have for us to maintain consistency following this 4-week Fast Track?
I think some of the write-ins that we've seen, whether it's directly to us or in the OTC, was that a lot of people have struggled with being consistent, or this was the first time, like the last time they worked out was maybe the last 4-week Fast Track. And so I would definitely say, because you got exposed to so many different training styles, see which one you really resonated with you. Like, which one of these styles did you really enjoy, and then find programs that mimic that, because I think the biggest thing with consistency is doing things that you like to do. Like, if you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, or like, well, this person says I should be doing, but you hate doing that style of workout, you're not going to be consistent with it, and you're going to dread it. So find, of this 4-week Fast Track, you got to look at so many different styles, which one of them really was like, I really felt great after that, or I loved, how this made me feel, and then find workouts that and programs that mimic that. And if you don't know, at your disposal, you have all of us, and we'll guide you to where you need to go. But that, and then again, I always say this though, buddy up. Like,
very important.
Mo, Katie, I know y'all be checking in all the time. The way y'all be like, the accountability crews run deep in the OTC. Get you a buddy. Hey friend, I'm finna do this workout at this time, and then have somebody join you. Like, that's consistency, accountability.
That's what's up.
All the time.
That's what's up. And speaking of, finding that thing that you love, we know that Ackeem loves some late night workouts. Akeem is always posting about the work after the work. And I'm not going to say that it's a brag. It doesn't have to be a brag. But Ackeem, can you talk to us about insomnia hours?
Yeah.
Those late night workouts. Is there a method to your madness?
It's 3 parts.
Oh, goodness.
I'm gonna speak for all of us and say that I feel like all of us, I'm not speaking for T, I'm speaking for everyone else, that I feel like we wake up and, we have some gas in our tank, right? We go about our day, whether it's with the kids, whether it's in a workout, whatever it is that we're doing. Sometimes my gas tank just has a lot more gas at the end of the day, So then that leads to another workout. Also, just being a coach, it's like an art form, you know what I mean? The way that we communicate the different exercises and the movements and stuff like that. So I do love tonal. A lot of it is on tonal. But then I also go to the gym to kind of feel the difference. And to be honest with you, the gym just becomes like horseplay in comparison to tonal, right? Like I get to walk to machines, so that's 90 seconds rest. I get to kind of clock out during certain exercises, you know what I mean? Like the constant time and attention, the eccentric modes, those things you cannot find at the gym. So it's just, just a little something at the end of the day. You guys know I got a lot of energy, and in order for me to go to sleep, I need to deplete it.
Energy at an all-time high at all times, basically, but especially at night.
Absolutely.
Listen, talking about tonal and working out at the gym, that's a way to diversify your training, which we're going to talk more about in a little bit, and I'm excited for it. But on the opposite end of Ackeem's regimen, Mo is up in the earliest hours of the morning, getting it in. Mo, can you please explain to us, first of all, why you adopted this early morning schedule, and also, how do you adapt to these early morning workouts?
For me, it's like you said, energy. Like, I have to start my day that early. Like, I have so many other things going on, so it's like, if I don't start, it throws me off.
Yeah.
And it messes up my time frame because at the end of the day, I also have a little one. So at 4:30 in the afternoon, it's shut down. There's no workout.
Yeah. Right.
So I have to get my workout in. And I just it makes me feel like motivated. It gets my day started. Like I said, it throws me off if I don't work out at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. I don't even know what I'm doing. If I miss that time frame, my mind is all over the place. I feel like I'm just unorganized. So it's like a system for me. I wake up, work out, I could just shower, and my day is just smooth sailing from there.
Well, that's your routine now.
Yeah. So if anybody want to join me at 4 a.m., I made sure I definitely will tag you guys to let you know I'm up. But you're more than welcome at home. Please join me at 4 a.m. Please come on and join. At least get one in out the month.
Okay. I can commit to one. And we're always getting the tags for Mo, which I so appreciate because not only is Mo setting off the day on the right foot, but it's also setting off my day on the right foot because I'm immediately inspired, which is awesome. So Mo is a parent, as many of you are, and Carrie is another rock star tonal parent. You better wear that crown, Carrie.
Oh, for sure.
So we talked a lot about consistency, and I'm curious. You have 2 little ones, right?
Yes.
How do you maintain consistency with a family of 4?
I kind of do what Mo does, and I usually get up at 5 and work out, and then the kids get up. My older one gets up at 6 and 7, and if I have the ability to sleep in, I do it sometimes, and I always regret it because I'm just afternoon workouts, and the kids are bothering you. And they're I get it. I'm in the basement, but it's just nice to kind of go down there and just be able to do what you need to do without somebody yelling and screaming and crying and
it's me time,
right?
Which you
sure.
deserve. Yes, you do. That's good for you.
And they're cute too. They'll like to do the exercises, some of the Halloween kids workouts and stuff. They like to do that. So
that's awesome. We love to hear that. Get the whole family involved on tonal. That's what it's all about. So, speaking of consistency, T also mentioned jumping into another program to help maintain consistency, right? And I want to know, KC, can you tell us, which programs might you recommend following this 4-week fast track?
I can. I have some thoughts on this.
Let's go.
Question first. I always start with a question. I always like to start with a question. Who took level 1? Awesome. And the rest of us took level 2. Great. So I actually didn't know that stat about 2 point something increase in strength score for level 1. When you're taking a level 1 workout, you're probably in a position in your training age to adapt really fast. So like you like see gains like really quickly, which is awesome. In which case, I would recommend your next program be something like on the lighter side, like a deload, so that you can take a step back, like kind of like imagine those gains just like absorbing into your body. And then once you've given yourself a week of something lighter, then go on from there. Honestly, same thing for level 2. Even if you're feeling good after 4 weeks of putting in hard work, give yourself maybe a week of rest if you haven't already. And then from there, we have Coach Woody's February challenge, which is called, your program is called, it's a tongue twister.
30-minute muscle next level. You gotta say it like
muscle
that. You nailed it. You did. You nailed it.
30-minute muscle. And we also have Tim's program, which just came out this month, called
Ascending Muscle Mountain, which is a German body comp.
Ooh,
there we go.
it's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
It's really all coming together.
I knew it was something with a mountain.
Yeah.
Ascending.
Because we're
Ascending
ascending.
the mountain,
Our volume will
ascending the
ascend over
mountain.
4 weeks.
We're doing something on the mountain.
Yeah, something.
Timothy,
Yes.
I'm talking to you next. I'm
Hi.
coming to you next.
Hello.
Listen, I'm always going to Tim for life advice. You would go to Tim for life advice, wouldn't you?
Why?
Tim
I'm like, that's a lot of pressure.
Tim feels like my voice of reason. Tim feels like my sounding board.
a lot
And if
of
I was
pressure.
stuck on a mountain, I would ask Tim how to get down. Okay. So I want to know what's next for Coach Tim. Speaking of new programs, next steps after 4-week fast track. Do you feel like sharing with us, like maybe what your training goals are in 2024?
Yeah. My training goal is very simple. It's to put on more muscle. And I'm happy to report that I've gained 6 pounds since August, which is, I've been just shoveling food. Oh my gosh, eating is exhausting when you're trying to put on muscle. And then so I think like truly, like I really mean this, I think for like a lot of my life, like anyone I think who like is built like me, has a history of like really having a hard time putting on weight, I think that's maybe my goal for like a while. For like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, outside the fitness front, I have a couple of creative ideas that I'm really excited to pull together throughout the year. Can't talk about them yet.
Hush.
It's a secret. And then I also would love to get more dancing done throughout the year. There's a couple of projects I have in mind that I think 2024 now. Okay, 2023. I kind of like really started reconnecting to just dancing a lot more and just really fun. Like this is like, it's literally a thing I do every day. Like I'll be vibing in my bathroom mirror, and now I'm like, I think like I'm in a place where I really want to do more artistic things with it. And I don't know, I think tonal, like just everything about like strength and like, I just have this philosophy of like our body is our canvas, you know what I mean? And when we can really sharpen our body, our art just like, we can really speak to people on a deeper level. So that's what's up for me. We'll continue shoveling my face with food for 2024.
So that's what's up for me, he says so nonchalantly. Tim, I love to watch you dance. I love to go to you for life advice. I'm basically obsessed with you, but
I'm obsessed with you.
We can talk about that later.
It's mutual.
Maybe we'll get some dance content from Coach Tim on Tonal in 2024. A lot of exciting things coming on Tonal in 2024. And I want to take it over to Fernando, who might also have some exciting things coming in 2024. You've accomplished some half marathons. You have a couple under your belt, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
I just did my first. In 2023. It's no easy feat.
Yes, that's true. Consistency is the key.
Consistency is the key. There's another theme here. I'm sensing it. Do you plan on doing any half marathons in 2024?
Yes, and only half though.
Only half?
Yes, with the having a young one, it's a little tougher to get the marathon training hours and all those longer runs. But so far, 4 half marathon sign-ups for
What?
this. Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot. Listen, they're very time consuming. The training is very time consuming. Another tonal parent, and you said only a half marathon, which I want to encourage you to eliminate the term only because it's no easy feat. And you've just told us you signed up for 4, which is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's harder.
It is
now with a kid. It used to be like, yeah, just by myself, my wife could manage, easy. But now with the kiddo, it's just like, okay, I need to go for like an hour and a half run to watch the kid.
Passing the baton. Have you taken some of the Strength for Runners programs on Tonal?
Yes.
Great.
Love it.
Yeah.
Good. 4 half marathons is 2 marathons. So essentially, you're covering a lot of ground this year.
Yes, thank you. Any tips on beating PRs, please?
You will.
That rocks right now. We'll be rooting for you. Okay? Keep us posted on the half marathon schedule.
Sounds good.
My friend Leah, I want to hear from you. Leah's so close to me, but I haven't had a chance to ask you a question yet. And I'm very excited to chat. I'm curious, what is something that you learned in this 4-week fast track that you plan to take with you in your next program on Tonal?
I have never done those, correct me if I'm calling this wrong, but those mini sets where you do like 4, you take a little break, you do 4 more. Cluster sets, thank you. I love those. That was something great I've never done before, so I'm definitely going to take that into my own training.
Love that. Very cool. Yeah. And you work in fitness as well, don't you?
I do, yes.
Tell us what you do.
So I'm the fitness director of FitX50. It's a gym over in Limbrook in New York.
That rocks.
Yeah, I love my job. I really love my job.
Love to hear it. We love our jobs too.
Yeah, that's the best.
Ty, I'm going all the way back down the line. Sorry for the arduous pass, but I've got to talk to Ty. Ty, I need to know. This is a hard-hitting question. Okay.
Great.
Is there, great, I'm ready for it. Is there a move or training style that you maybe previously dreaded, it's okay to use the word dreaded, that you now feel more comfortable and confident doing after this 4-week fast track?
There were so many timed exercises that it just feels a lot longer doing 15 reps in 35, 45 seconds than it does just seeing 15 reps and trying to crank it out. So it's when I would see a timed exercise, I would, all right, let's just do it.
Fine. So a timed exercise, I'm going to imagine that you're not a runner if you don't like exercising for time.
I am a runner, actually.
You are?
Yeah, no, I do run. I've
Okay.
done half marathons, and I do the Broad Street Run in Philly every year in May. The 10-mile downhill run, though. It's
Okay.
downhill. It's easy.
You know, don't
yeah.
say easy. Don't say easy. It's definitely not easy. Still 10 miles.
Yeah. Yeah,
Awesome. Any runs for you this year in 2024?
Broad Street Run annually.
Awesome.
That's about it probably for now.
Okay. Well, we'll be rooting for you as
Yeah.
well, Ty. Exciting. So some of us actually dread cardio. Some of us are still a little reluctant to lift heavy. And some of us are afraid that HIIT is just simply going to destroy the gains. Joey. Gains, lifting heavy, it all makes us think of you instantly. I'm wondering if you could talk to us. I want to go back to that topic of diversifying your training regimen. Can you talk to us about the importance of that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's an important thing to understand. I think that especially early in people's training, there's something to pay attention to, that variation is not the same as being random. So there's a calculation to what you're doing. I like to say that exercising is random, training is progressive. There's like a method to the madness. And within training, there has to be this structure that you kind of follow. There's like principles that you adhere to. As in, you know, I'm a runner, I'm going to be training for a half marathon, or I'm really more into strength and performance training, I want to focus on that, or I do want to improve my muscular endurance, or I want to get more into bodybuilding. If you're in those categories, you are following these principles, or else you're not going to get the outcome that you're trying to go for. But within that structure, there's a lot of room to play. And so I kind of call it like this balancing of the science and the art. And so you can almost think about it as like even customizing certain things. There's like room where you can just change movements because of pure joy, engagement. But there's also training principles to it that like if you wanted to improve your bench press and all you were doing is bench press, in the beginning you would see improvements because you've never done this stimulus before. Same as running. If you've never ran before and you were like, I'm just gonna, put foot to the pavement for a month, you're gonna see improvements in your run, but at some point you're gonna hit a dead end. And we call that like the law of accommodation. Sometimes it's referred to like the law of diminishing returns. So you get to a spot where variations need to take place to get you to the outcome that you're trying to go for. So like in the bodybuilding world or even like in strength and performance, which is a huge part of my background, if you were just lifting heavy max weight, doing a ton of deadlifts, a bunch of bench presses, there's a high cost to the body for that type of thing. So you need to integrate things like mobility sessions to get your body feeling right and staying loose, doing things like yoga. And then even if you're trying to build muscle, there needs to be an incorporation for cardio, for conditioning. So you're incorporating HIIT classes. You just got to know your spots of when to pick it. You understand your priorities. Because if you just let yourself drift where you're not taking care of your conditioning levels, it will impact your performance in your lifting and your ability to recover. So it's just understanding what your priorities are, when to introduce levels of variation to where it's not random, it's still very calculated, getting you to an outcome that you're trying to achieve.
Mm-hmm. Within that incredibly knowledgeable dissertation, my takeaway was variation and progression, but do it methodically. Personally, I'm a big fan of variety. And variety we got in this program. Didn't we, Ash?
Yes, we did.
So hear me on this. From a coach's perspective, and thinking about the theme of this program, which was evolution, what did you hope that members would gain from this 4-week fast track experience?
So whenever we sat down as coaches, right, and we were looking at this programming and we were trying to figure out what we wanted you all to take from this, the word evolution came up, and I'm I love to like really lean into words and their meaning. So when you just Google evolution, one of the 2 words that came up that I really immediately noticed was cumulative change. And I think that that's like something that we hope that you guys really take out of this, and I don't speak for everybody, but maybe I do, is that you are not the same person that ordered that tonal. You're not the same person that did that very first lat pull down. You're not the same person that learned how to do a deadlift. And change is not linear. It's not one direction. Sometimes knee surgery might come at you. Sometimes more children might come at you. Surprise, right? What? But like we wanted it to be so real with you that we want you to train for PRs, but we also want you to know that you are stronger than any strength score. You're bigger than any volume that will ever be on that screen because there is a person behind those numbers. And evolving is something that you kind of have to accept. And as we evolve through these workouts, we want you to be able to say, my strength score went down, but I learned this. I'm not great at HIIT, but I'm going to try it. I don't do German body comp, but I'm going to lean into it. And really understanding that we want to help you hold a baby while you're leaning down to pick up a pacifier, or going for your 4th half marathon this year. Like whatever your goals might be, just know that they can evolve. So what you want right now might not be the same thing you want in 6 months, and that's okay. And whatever you want to accomplish in your strength journey, we want to have the answers for you, and we want to be here to support you. So I always end my classes the same way. We're never invincible. Things come at us quick, they come at us hard. They're always going to challenge us in different ways, but if we keep showing up, we keep fighting, we keep doing this together because we're not alone in the fight, we can truly be unstoppable, and we hope that we can get you guys there.
Mic drop. So cumulative change manifested itself in the form of volume in this 4-week fast track evolution. And though we are bigger than volume, we are much bigger than a number. that volume was big, okay? Hear me on this. Level 1, over 81 million pounds have been lifted. And in level 2, more than 148 million pounds. That is a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight. So we want to thank you again to all of our community for your commitment to this 4-week Fast Track Evolution, to all of our members like Tracy Kearney, David Comas, Luke Patterson, Eric Brown, Harry and Arlene, Phyllis Tolliver, and so many more. We would like to take some questions from our friends who are tuning in virtually, so don't forget to take this opportunity to submit them if you haven't yet. And we're also going to take some questions from you guys if you got them, okay? We've got one, and I know who I want to ask this question to. But, you know, I'm going to let anybody take it. The question is, will we have more German body comp programs?
Tim?
The answer is yes. In fact, it's coming at you on Monday, February 5th.
February 5th,
Monday,
2024.
I will say
Mark
this,
your
though.
calendar.
Wait, I do want to say this because I know Woody's challenge is starting on Monday as well. And I tuned into Challenge Info Session, which Woody rocked. Woody, you're so funny. Yes. Love you. And I in the OTC and on Instagram, I have been seeing a little bit of discussion of like, which one do I do? Do I do Woody's or do I do Tim's? And I will say this, if you were already planning on doing Woody's, do Woody's challenge. Like there's something about a challenge where we're all doing it together that is just an extra layer of accountability. And the thing with a challenge is it's like a 4-week sprint, right? And so like my program will still be there. You can pick it up. So if you were, I saw a couple of, and by the way, I did feel that love, but if you were thinking of doing Woody's challenge and you were like, I'm gonna go do this instead, do Woody's challenge first, okay? Do Woody's challenge first, and I'll tell you when I take Woody's classes, I get my butt kicked. And so she will get you strong and conditioned to then set you up for success for ascending Muscle Mountain.
Oh,
so,
gosh. I told her I'm obsessed with him, didn't I? Tim talked about accountability again, and here's one from the crowd because Tanysha is constantly tested by Ackeem, holding her accountable to just put her best foot forward. The people want to know.
Yes.
The people want to know.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Tanisha, how do you really feel about being put on camera, about being tested by Ackeem?
I usually don't have a choice. It's not an option. It just happens. But I will say, like, again, building that camaraderie with your team, whoever they are, however you find them. I think I always say, like, the good ones always find each other, right? So you get your tonal and maybe you know no one that is working out in your community, in your little circle, and then you start to build these little clusters of family, of friends who are going to be supportive and who will check you. And, you know, it's like, you was breathing a little heavy in your warm-up. And I was like, you know what? It's because I took a couple of days off, and I'm like, I'm gonna get it together. Or it's like, I'm going to work out at this time. I'm going to work out at this time, and so you kind of keep each other. Same thing. It's like, all right, I'm gonna pop in to Woody's gonna be hosting this. Ash is gonna be going live with Joe. Like, so we do have a lot of accountability on our team collectively, but.
We do.
You know.
You know. Read between the lines is what she said. Yeah. I want to open up to our team over here. Accountability. I think y'all got to know each other a little bit better here today. Maybe some new accountability partners, Mo and Carrie, our early morning warriors. Do you guys have any further questions for us? Would you like?
While you're on the spot.
Oh, jeez. I'm scared. I'm sweating. Pre-sweat and current sweat.
Not that I want to ruin your guys' weekends, but a Saturday morning live class.
Jeff has been rallying the troops.
It's a nice rest day. It's a nice rest day.
Yes.
Do you want the guest coach spot?
I mean, that is the ultimate plan here. I'm trying to get around to that, but I work Monday through Friday. I can't do the live classes. Not that I want to make you guys ruin your weekend.
Hey, it's an idea, and it has been submitted to the powers that be, and we are here to talk about evolution. So we're willing to evolve here at Tonal. All right, y'all. Well, I think the time has come to wrap up this very successful Tonal Talk, which has been the first of its kind. We want to extend all of our gratitude to the whole of Tonal for making this possible. Thank you to the coaches for delivering engaging, inspirational, and very educational content. And thank you to our community for your trust. Thank you to all of you for traveling and showing up here to be with us today. And to all of our members tuning in virtually or wherever you are, be sure to show gratitude to yourself for believing that you could, committing to the work, and holding yourself accountable. I'm Coach Woody. This has been 4-Week Fast Track Evolution. Until next time, rest up, refuel, and be cool!